Hi everyone, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. Just as clocks and calendars help time and task orientation, so too long mirrors help body orientation. And in dementia units, they are incredibly scarce. Out of 30 residents, you might get 1 or 2 rooms that have a long mirror for the person to be able to see themselves in the mirror. You know, can you imagine that? It's just like being in a Zoom call. You know, it's just like only having access to seeing yourself from the shoulders up. From the moment you enter into that dementia facility, chances are 90% of people will never see their full body again. You know, it's like so incredibly disorientating. I mean, we all need access to things for orientation, just like I mentioned, you know, for time and tasks. We have calendars and clocks. For ears, we have hearing aids to help orientation, glasses to help visual orientation, and mirrors to help body orientation. And if we don't have a mirror and we only see ourselves from, you know, the shoulders up, then on in, it's incredibly disorientating. I mean, it's not like, you know, some people, I mean, most people have a mirror in their house, don't they? A long mirror. And if not, they'll be able to see themselves at the shopping mall, you know, in mirrors there, or look in a lake or something. But in a dementia facility, there actually are no mirrors, except for the 1 or 2 rooms where relatives have thought that through and put in a mirror, but other residents can't go into that room and look in the mirror if they want to, and they wouldn't think of it anyway. So I just want to go through this whole thing of why mirrors are so important for body orientation. I mean, body orientation is the first lot of orientation we need to have, isn't it, in the world? I mean, if we can't orientate to ourselves physically, well, you know, we can't function well in the world. I mean, yeah, it's just so incredibly limiting on so many levels. Now, one example I can give here is about height, for example. If you're a little lady of 5 foot tall, say, and you're just looking in the bathroom mirror, all bathrooms in dementia facilities in New Zealand anyway have a little bathroom mirror. So you've got the sink and then the bathroom mirror above it. Generally positioned for the height of a 5'7" woman, being the average height of New Zealand females. But if you're 5 foot and you're bent over on a walker and can't straighten up that well, chances are you're only going to see yourself from the chin up. You know, and if you're a bit taller, at least, you know, from the chest up, which is a little bit of an advantage, at least you can see what you're wearing in terms of cardigan and shirt or whatever. But if you're only seeing yourself from this, you know, chin up, you'll never see what you're wearing. You have no idea. Anyway, so there you are. I mean, you know, you might be able to clean your teeth and maybe put on lipstick, but you can't see yourself. Okay, so what happens with lots of women in dementia facilities, that's why they lose proprioception, they lose orientation of even how tall they are, you know. And they often wonder, they'll often say, well, everyone's so tall around here. They always used to say to me that I was so tall, but I mean, I am tall, but everyone else to them is tall as well. And the reason why they're tall is because they are so short. But they don't realize it. They've forgotten how short they are. They're not seeing themselves in the mirror. And so they've got no orientation to know what their height is. But if to solve this problem, what you need to do is firstly get a mirror. That's the key thing, isn't it? Just get a mirror, a long, you know, not expensive, just a long mirror, head to toe mirror. Position it so that your mother can see herself clearly at the right height. You know, so with eye contact, the mirror's, you know, about a foot above that from her eyes. Position that well. Position it in the room where, you know, where the door's not going to swing into her from someone coming in if she's standing at the, you know, at the mirror. It's always a bit of an art actually finding right position for the mirror, but I'm sure you can do it, you know. Anyway, that's all sorted. Then all you need to do is just stand by your mother. So if you're an average 5'9" female and you stand by your 5-foot mother who's hunched over the walking frame, she can compare herself to you, you know, in the mirror. Now, when she does that, chances are she'll see that you are, 9 inches taller than her. So chances are she'll remark, I didn't realize I was so short. You are tall. I didn't know I was so short. I just thought everyone was tall around here, but it looks like I'm the short one. Yes, Mum, you are short. You've always been short, but you've forgotten that you're short, you know. And, you know, we're sorry we hadn't brought in the mirror. We hadn't considered it. But now we have got the mirror here for you so you can see everything. You can, you know, see what you're wearing for the day. You can compare your height with the carer's height. You can, you know, look in the mirror when you put your jacket on, because you've always been able to do that. You've always looked in the mirror, you know, to get your jacket on, to get the second arm, and it's always been difficult. But at home, when you looked in the mirror, you could always see the hole for the arm and put your arm in. So you can do that here. There's lots of things you can do with the mirror. Do your hair and, you know, make sure that your shirt's right and, you know, your skirt's right or whatever's right. So anyway, now we've got your mirror, you can orientate to that. So it's a big advantage, this wonderful mirror. Now, another thing is proprioception. Proprioception is orientation of your joints or limbs in space. So it's needed for walking. So, you know, when you're walking, you have to know where that you're flexing your hip, bending your knee, heel strike, you know, and then you put weight down through your leg, and then so on and so forth with each leg. That's walking pattern, but you need to have proprioception to do that and orientation with it. So a mirror aids orientation purely with the fact of being able to see that, yes, you are a bit older. You can see that for sure. Yes, you are on a walker, right? Okay, so I must be, yes, definitely getting older. And so, you know, because people in dementia units even forget they've got a walker sometimes, you know, they forget that. Whereas if they can see themselves in the mirror with the walker, it just gives a total visual representation of their situation. You know, that yes, they're older, they're on a walker, they need the support, and they better be careful, you know, when they're walking around. And they will be, I'm sure. And maybe they need to do a bit more exercise to keep fit so they can manage in this institution or facility they are now in. So walkers are essential. Mirrors, long mirrors are essential, really. I mean, every room should have one. Really, the best scenario is for a long length mirror to be fixed to every bedroom facility in the whole unit. That's the easy way out of it. Because, you know, I mean, who doesn't need a mirror, really, to see themselves in the mirror? So I think the designers, you know, just like getting that clock and calendar arrangement put around the place. In the last video, I went into that. Similarly, in the rooms, a nice long mirror so mum, dad can see themselves in the mirror in the morning or in the day, and at least have some chance of orientation to that. Because we know, you know, the memory's gone, or pretty much, you know, orientation's gone in terms of direction orientation to their room. So any way that we can help their orientation is a big, big plus for them generally. And everything needs to be worked on step by step, you know, little by little. And then the whole orientation process, when it comes together, the person will definitely be more settled, more orientated, you know, less stressed, definitely less stressed, because they'll know what's going on. They'll know what height they are. They'll know how they're dressed in the morning. They'll know that they're on a walker. They'll know, you know, that they can, you know, hopefully get to their room by now because you've been practicing direction orientation. They know the seasons because you're discussing that, and now they're looking out the mirror, you know, checking out whether it looks like winter or not, and whether it's a sunny day or not, and on and on. So all this orientation work comes together as one lovely package so that the person is able to relate to their world, you know, inside the unit, and have context for the outside as well. Thank you for your likes and viewing. Thank you.